Hey FitLifer, Drew Canoli. I'm excited you're here on this Saturday strategy. I want to give you something today that changed my life about a year and a half ago. Once I learned what it was and started to eat a certain way, it gave me more energy. I didn't have any more stomach bloating. My weight became the ideal body that I was looking for. And it's going to do all these same things for you. It's called easy exit food strategy, or other people have called it food pairing. Real simple, okay? There's 3 laws of this. This video is not going to take very long for me to tell you what it is. There's actually more information on this on our membership website that you can get access to at Juice Up Your Life. But as a free guest on this Saturday strategy, I just want to give you the basics. All right, so something personal about me that you haven't known is that I had candidias, and we all do. We all have candidias. And what this is, it's actually yeast in our body. And what promotes the growth of this yeast is sugar substances. Well, I didn't know I had it. I just knew that when I would eat sugary things, I would often crash immediately afterwards, and my body would crave more sugary things. It's almost like what I refer to as toxic taste buds. So people that start to pick up a healthy lifestyle right away sometimes are afraid to eat the broccoli or the kale because they're afraid their taste buds aren't going to like it. This is toxic taste buds, and they probably have there's a good chance their whole ecology of their body's messed up, and they probably have candidas, or yeast in the body. Now, if we don't stop the yeast growth, what happens is disease, lack of energy, your body's not in harmony, it's not in alignment, it's not giving you what it needs to survive. You're killing your cells, basically. It's one of the worst things you can do. So in order to clean up the yeast, one ninja trick that I actually do, and it's actually something that I take, it's a supplement. Now take into mind that I'm not a doctor, okay? I'm not a nurse. I'm not a rocket scientist that's here to save the day. This is a personal guy who's been through this, and I want to relate this information to you so that maybe it changes your life. Is I take wild oregano oil. It's a supplement. Take it once a day, about 30 millimeters, I think. It comes in a liquid form. It tastes nasty, so you want to make sure that you're drinking tons of water with this stuff, or you can even mix it in the water. It's also a natural decongestant, wild oregano oil is. I should probably shoot a video on wild oregano oil, right? Eventually. But for now, the purpose of this Saturday strategy is to tell you about the easy exit food strategy. So the point of all this is sugary items like pineapple, like even fruits, fructose, sugar. A lot of people love eating these fruits in the mornings. And what happens is the sugar actually spikes your blood sugar up, your insulin. Your body goes into a fat storing mode versus fat burning. Not only that, but your adrenals crash halfway throughout the day because of all the sugar that you process in the morning. So a better option for fruit would be sour fruit, lemon. I love lemon. It's one of my favorite things on the planet. Lime is another thing. Berries are a perfect example of this. If you want to have fruit in the morning, have some berries. It's a sour fruit. It's packed with water. Our bodies are dehydrated when we first wake up in the morning, so if we eat something with a lot of water, such as one of the things that I love to do in the morning is I grab a giant green juice, and I try to drink it at room temperature as well. Just a little, ninja trick. Your body's able to assimilate the proteins and the nutrients from it much easier. Even soup in the morning can be amazing for you. And I know that sounds kind of backwards, like who's going to eat soup in the morning? But it's actually one of the greatest things for cleaning out the system and getting rid of yeast in the body. So rule number 1, avoid sugary fruits. Now if you are going to have sugary fruits, there's an exception to the rule. Have them on an empty stomach completely. The reason for this is that it takes about 30 minutes for your body to process and assimilate the nutrients in a fruit, such as pineapple, bananas, muskmelon, watermelon, all of these sugary fruits, right? 30 minutes, that's it. Now, the reason this is so important is because a lot of people like to mix different foods with the different types of fruit. So one of the old classic things growing up in the Midwest is we would have a gigantic steak, and then we would mix it with muskmelon immediately after dinner. I mean, dessert, right? Put your hand up if you've ever had fruit after dessert. I'm sure you have. We all did as kids, whatever. Some people are probably still doing this. Now, don't feel bad if you're still doing this. It's not the end of the world. I'm going to show you how to take care of yourself. Basically, you want to, if you are going to have protein, any animal meat whatsoever, you want to avoid mixing it with sugary fruit at all costs. What happens is, let's say a steak takes 3 hours to digest normally, 3 to 5 hours if your stomach acid is correct in your stomach. Now when you mix it with the sugary fruit, it can take 5 to 8 hours to digest, and it takes the white blood cells in your body. Now if you know anything about white blood cells, they're actually the healing mechanism for your body. So you just extended the healing time of actually putting your body in a perfect harmonious place. You basically doubled it by mixing these two foods. Now when I found this out and started to implement this strategy in my own life, I realized that I had internal healing that had to take place. We all do. You know, our bodies are amazing machines when we give it the nutrients that they need to really assimilate the nutrients and design the lifestyle that we want to create. So rule number 1, don't forget it, eat sugary fruit on an empty stomach. Rule number 2, and this has to deal with protein. You know, a lot of people are still eating meat and chicken and fish, and I'm a personal fan of eating grass-fed and organic meat as well. But when I do it, the only thing that I mix it with is leafy greens and vegetables, non-starchy vegetables, almost like the Paleolithic diet. The reason people are having so much success on that diet is because you're actually giving it what it needs to break down at that time. Now when I do mix that ratio, I generally have about 70% leafy greens, 30% protein. Now everybody's body is different. So whatever I'm telling you right now, test it on your own. You know, test what makes you feel the best, because that's ultimately what you want to do. We're all indigenous creatures from different locations all over the world. And whatever our ancestry is probably plays a role in how we're going to assimilate the different food profiles. So rule number 3, always eat starchy carbs and grains and seeds with non-starchy vegetables or ocean vegetables. So quinoa, millet, buckwheat, those are all amazing options on the diet that I generally like to eat. So rule number 1, sugary items, sugary fruit, stay away from if you're going to have them, eat them on an empty stomach. And really the only time your stomach is empty is actually first thing in the morning. But then when you do eat them first thing in the morning, you're going to drop your adrenals. So choose your battle. That's number 1. Number 2, always have protein with leafy greens or vegetables. And number 3, seeds and grains, different things like that go with starchy carbs. You always want to have that with non-starchy carbs. So those are the examples. Those are the 3 laws of the easy exit food strategy, or how to profile your food. Now it sounds confusing a little bit, maybe you're a little bit unsure of what goes with what, and that's okay. You know, I'm going to show you a chart in this video that will give you a breakdown that you can reflect on, and you'll have access to that. So look at the chart, pause the video, always go back to this thing, and you can actually get those little cards that tell you what to mix with what at the farmer's market or Whole Foods. Normally they'll have something that you can put in your wallet or carry around with you until this becomes a daily habit. Now, alright, so we have a winner this week of some FitLife.TV apparel. Now you guys have been asking me for t-shirts and bands and some other stuff that you've seen us wear, Crystal and I, on FitLifeTV. And I want to give the new edition tank tops that are coming out real soon to Teresa Mellon Edwards. Congratulations on that. Let's get a picture of Teresa up here. Alright, so good work. Now next week, I'm going to be giving out another Jack LaLanne Power Pro juicer. So I need your comment below here. Leave something about how juicing has changed your life. Maybe it's a testimonial, something that you've been through. Or talk about what you learned in this video, or maybe you've known it already and you've applied it to your own life. Leave a comment. Best comment wins the juicer. I'm Drew Canoli. Remember, we're in this together, and I'll see you soon.